Use the Court Types program to set up the different court types offered. These may include grass, clay, indoor, outdoor, etc. You only need to create one per type. This is not a specific court, like Court 1 and Court 2, it is the grouping or types of courts for booking. To add a new court type, select the New button, or select an existing court type to review or make edits to it. In the General tab, Main Information subtab, enter a description for the court type with a max of 35 characters. Select an activity type associated with this court type. Examples may be tennis, badminton, volleyball, etc. Ensure the active field is flagged so this court type can be booked. In the Booking View Options section, select the time slot interval. The time slot interval sets the length of booking slots on the booking screen. Select the interval style. This controls the occurrence of time markers down the left side of the booking screen. Some clubs only need the hour markings to be displayed, while others prefer to see each and every time slot shown. The alternate choice displays every other slot's time marker as a compromise. Select the number of visible columns to be displayed at once in the booking screen calendar, with the max being 25, and use the Max Days Selected field to set the max number of selectable days in the booking screen calendar, with the max being 3 days. In the Booking Detail Options section, select the Show Booking Number field if you wish to display the booking number as part of the booking information. To make the selection of clients mandatory when creating a booking, select the Force Client Assign field. If applicable, add a predefined cancellation policy. In the Booking Time Settings section, you can apply time slot restrictions by defining the minimum and maximum booking time allowable. Define the minimum booking time allowable using the Minimum Time Slots field. Define the increase in minimum allowable bookable time using the Minimum Time Slots Increase field. And define the maximum booking time allowable using the Maximum Time Slots field. The total duration for these fields will be based on the time slot interval. Use the Court Type Charges button to attach POS items to this court type and define their quantities. In the Court Charges screen, right-click on the left side of the screen and select Add New Date Range. Then enter the from and to dates to determine when the product sale will be applicable. Click and drag to define a time range on a given date. Then select the Allowed button to add the scheduled range. This will set the hours of operation for the defined range. You can also utilize the right-click options, including to add new time range as well as copy and paste time ranges. These time ranges provide the framework against which to apply different court type charges, which are court type usage fees. So if you have different ranges of time to which different court type charges are applicable, you would need to set up multiple time ranges per day. Select the time range on any of the day columns. On the selected POS items part of the screen, right-click and use the Add New Item option. Select the POS item, i.e. product, in the description column. The code, retail price, member price, and total member columns get auto-populated based on what is entered in the Sales Items program. Select the quantity of the product using the Quantity column. Select Fixed if you wish to charge for the POS item only once, regardless of the number of time slots. If this field is not selected, the POS item will be charged per time slot. Select the red X to close out of the window. Now when you select this court type in a booking, the product sale will be added accordingly and shown in the POS items for booking section. Let's take a look at setting booking availability. There are two different ways to set the booking availability. One option to set booking availability is to set the hours of operation in the Hours of Operation tab. This tab allows for setting booking availability time on an inconsistent pattern. You also have the option to set the hours by time of year. However, the year itself is not defined, meaning whatever hours you set will be the same hours indefinitely. In the Operation Hours section, select the days on which this court type is available for booking. Then select the starting and ending time of operational hours using from and to fields. Alternatively, if the hour is different upon the time of year, you can create a more specific calendar-based operation schedule by enabling Set Hours by Time of Year and selecting the Set Hours of Year button. In the Court Type Schedule screen, right-click on the left side of the screen and select Add New Item. Then enter the from and to dates. Click and drag to define a time range on a given date. Then select the Allowed button to add the scheduled range. This will set the hours of operation for the defined range. You can also utilize the right-click options to add new items. Add each date range and corresponding time range as needed. Use the red X to close out of this window. If your court type has a fixed schedule, meaning that bookings can only be created at specific times, in the General tab, you can use the Fixed Schedule option. This booking availability option also allows you to set your schedule by year. Select the earliest start time that a booking can be made, then select the Create Fixed Schedule button. Add a date range, then add the booking times available for each day as applicable. This will set the hours of operation for the defined range. Alternatively, you can use the Quick Entry Selection tool at the top of the window by defining the scheduled days, defining the time duration using the From Time and To Time fields, noting that the intervals between each time slot listed here also depends upon the interval duration defined in the time slot interval field. Define the allowed booking lengths using the duration field. This field is based on the number of time slots. So for example, if the time slot interval is 30 minutes and you select 4 intervals, the total duration would be 120 minutes. Then use the Create button to create the fixed schedule based on the information entered in the Quick Entry Tool section. Once done, select the red X to close this window. If your club is using online court bookings and you want this court type bookable online, in the Web Information tab, enable the Available for Web Booking field and assign a court privilege for guests. Optionally use the Explanation tab to add a detailed explanation about the function of the court type. The Appointment Block Settings tab is used to set the appointment status color and select what information will appear on the appointment block in the Court Bookings program. In the Color sub-tab, the background colors used to identify appointment statuses can be set here. The Calendar Information sub-tab lets you define what information you would like to show in the appointment block on the booking screen once a booking is set up. Using the right and left arrow buttons, you can select any information cell in the Available Information to Display section and move it to the Selected Information to Display section, and vice versa. The up and down arrow buttons can be used to set the order of display of the selected cells in the appointment block. This icon can be used to remove all cells selected to display. The Instructors tab allows you to select the instructors eligible for this court type utilizing the Eligible column. To define whether instructors must be scheduled before creating a booking, use the Must Instructors Be Scheduled field. In the Resources tab, you can select the resources to be made eligible for this court type by utilizing the Eligible column. The POS item must be selected using the Court POS item column if it is different from the default. The default is set in the Resources program, but you can still change it at this stage, such as in this case where one court type may have a ball machine for no additional cost, but another court type charges for the ball machine if requested to use. The Court column can be used to define specific courts on which a resource is eligible. If courts are not specified, the resource will be available on all courts of a given type. The Defaults tab allows for the selection of the default booking source for in-house and web, if applicable, as well as the default booking type. These defaults are used in the Court Bookings program. If your club is utilizing the waitlist, the Waiting List tab lets you override waiting list settings originally configured in Court settings. Simply select the Override Waiting List field and make changes as you require. For more information on the Court waitlist, watch the video titled How to Configure the Court Waiting List. Use the Email Notification Settings tab to override both email as well as notification settings originally defined in the Court settings, specifically for this court type. Once you have configured the settings for this court type, select Save, and repeat this process to set up any other court types that are required. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more how-to videos, and don't forget to subscribe.